You're listening to the Stu Crompton podcast. I'm your host, Stu Crompton, and welcome in, everybody. Welcome to episode 3. Today's guest, a very, very special one, in fact. It is none other than Super League rugby player Josh Charnley. Welcome to the show, Josh. Really looking forward to our conversation. Welcome in, Josh.
Thanks for having me.
Good to meet you, pal. Good to meet you.
Yep.
Finally, after a couple of back and throws on our messenger.
Yep.
I think you... Did you follow me on Instagram? Is that where I come across you?
Yeah, I was on about this to my wife before. I said I followed you for ages, you know, and you've been putting on stuff on Facebook, and then I followed you on Instagram, and just I've liked your stuff since I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years ago. It might be even longer. Is it?
Have you done any bricklaying before? Was you apprentice bricklayer before your rugby career took off?
Yeah.
Right?
So in school, we left school and then I had to choose a trade. Didn't really get many good GCSEs, so bricklaying is always running in like my family previously, and so my dad said, I want you to learn a trade, and I chose bricklaying, and I did work experience, and then rugby got a little bit more serious, so then I had to do just apprenticeship at Wigan and Leigh, not far from here. So I took up there and made Wigan Academy, and then I had to knock it on the head a little bit, but then fell back onto it later on. So
that's interesting there, see?
Yeah, so I've done it now. It's what was it? I left school in 2007, so I think it was like 2010, 11. I did all my qualifications, and then 2010 I broke through at Wigan. So ever since then I've always tried sticking to it and just helping people out. Yeah,
keep your eye on the bricklayers as well.
Trying to.
But so you've like accrued a bit of skill in bricklaying. It's something you never lose. Have you done any jobs since, or any time off when you've done a bit? Yeah,
so previous not long ago actually, my old sponsor who was at Sale when I was there, he's as a building constructor, so he's got a company in Ashton, not far from here. So he's every day off, if he's got bricklaying jobs on, he'll give me a text saying, "What's your days off this week? You can jump on with us." So I'm still slow, but it's just one of those where it's just
I was going to say speed comes with practice, but you don't get much chance to practice, do you?
No. So I'm lucky enough, to get the trial out every once in a while. So it's good just to keep my hand back in it.
Yeah, that's great, mate. So just talking about the early days before your rugby. So what about your background and where you grew up?
So born in Preston, raised in Chorley. Raised in Chorley. Mum and dad workaholics. I've got a younger sister. We grew up on a council estate in Chorley.
Did you?
Yeah, grew up 6, 7, fell in the sport of rugby. Didn't really take it serious. It was just fun and games at first, and then started to get a little bit older, started getting a little bit better and getting recognised, and it just from that rugby league just took over my life.
You've had a very fantastic career up to this point, and you've got plenty to go, mate. It's been fantastic to witness. We'll go into more of the rugby later on. I think there's a lot to talk about there, isn't there, mate? Yeah. What about your school? What school did you go to?
So I went to primary school, St Greg's in Chorley, Holy Cross Secondary School, and then college was just at Wigan and Leigh at, let's say 2 minutes from round. I drove actually past it then, just reminiscing driving.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah.
You didn't do well in school?
No, I couldn't.
You weren't interested? I wasn't interested. I just couldn't wait to leave.
Yeah, I was always looking outside. I was always watching people do PE and that outside. Chuck me at PE, I'd smash it. I'd do all right in it. Just things that I like, but other than that, I just couldn't focus.
Yeah.
In class.
Comes to us all that, mate. Some of us anyway. What about property? Are you interested in property development, or have you got eyes on anything like that?
Yeah.
Or the future? Yeah,
the future I will. I'd like to. I'd like to buy my boys 2 houses, so then instead of putting money away for them, you don't really make much money in the bank at the minute, do you?
No, that's true.
So I'd like to buy them two boys a property each, and when they turn 18 or 21, they can either sell up or move into it.
Yeah. Well, you know who to come for if you need that sorting out or building.
Yeah, it's like
but I'll
that.
need a lift, so you'll have to get your trowel out.
I'll get my trowel out. I'll have to dust it off.
That'll pick up your speed as well. So you mentioned you went... Where did you get signed up? Did you play amateur?
Yes, I played amateur at Chorley Panthers. And then I moved from Chorley Panthers to Wigan St Pat's.
Isn't it Blackpool Panthers? Not.
Yeah.
Was it called Blackpool Panthers?
Yeah, well, there was, yeah. So we'll go to that. So I signed at Wigan St Pat's, and then a coach there, he was called, I've just forgot, John Pendlebury. I don't know if you know him. He's actually a bricklayer as well.
Name rings a bell.
Yeah, I think he's a gang of brothers from round here, so
right,
the Pendleburys. So John signed me up Wigan, so I did Academy Reserves first team, and then in 29-10 I went on loan to Blackpool Panthers.
Right.
And then from there I went on loan from Blackpool back and went back to Wigan, and then went up to Hull KR on loan for 5 weeks, and then after that, that's when I made my breakthrough at Wigan.
So when was you? What year was it at Blackpool Panthers? Because my uncle was on the board of directors for a period of time.
Really, 2010.
Barry Barnard, he had an electrical company.
Did it?
Obviously, it doesn't ring a bell. But
No.
Yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that. But what about some of the names of the academy players from around your time when you was that age, associated with at that time?
Yeah, Sam Powell.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, he's a qualified electrician.
Is he?
Yeah, so he's got that as a trade. Jack Hughes, he was the Dom Crosby. Who else was there? Liam Farrell, Sam Tompkins is a year older in the reserve. So yeah, mainly them. I don't know anyone else. Stephen Marsh, if you don't know.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, so there was
some big names there.
Yeah,
Liam Farrell especially. He's still doing great, and he's a tough cookie.
So yeah, there's a few still knocking around. A few lads who now have like retired or gone on to other things. So
where did it develop from then, Josh? Because so you signed for the academy.
Yeah.
At what age was you roughly then? And then how long was your academy period of training?
17. So you do a year academy, year reserves, and then usually go.
So quite young.
Yeah.
Really got picked up young, didn't you?
I signed at 19 first, like professional.
Did you get scouted or something?
Yeah, so that's where I was at Wigan St Pat's, and that's where John Pendlebury picked me up from.
Right, okay.
So after the game, he said, I want you to come and train down at Wigan. And from that, I just progressed, and yeah.
Seems like a lot of players come from St Pat's. It's a top club, isn't it?
It's a good breeding ground for
grassroots, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know Anthony Atherton?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a long time servant. He went to my school he's a top lad.
Yeah,
he's done very well for rugby in general, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on the walls there. He's with history at St Pat's.
Is he?
Yeah, he's been there for years.
Yeah, he's top lad. Yeah, your academy. So then after that, you just moved into the first team.
Yeah.
So at the academy is the A team.
Yeah.
B
so
team.
What you do? So you'll train. So sometimes you'll go on work experience.
Yeah.
So you'll go to train in the morning, like 6 a.m. You'll do weights. You'll go to work. And then after training, you'll go and do like the field session, or they'll switch it. So like Monday, I think it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday at first. So then you go in, get a little bit of training done, and then you go to work. So it just made you appreciate when you do sign first team what you've got.
Yeah.
So you're getting up early, you were going and doing the gym, then you had to go and do your 9 to 5 or whatever you chose to do, and then you'd go back into training. So it just made you, like say, appreciate what you're working for and what you were trying to achieve.
I stand corrected if I'm wrong here, but your rise to fame was, did you come off the bench and score an absolute screamer?
Yeah.
That was the first time I think I ever saw you, and you was like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah. Yeah, so I was looking at I went on loan at Blackpool 2010, went up to Hull KR, and Amos Roberts got injured, and that's when I was lucky enough to get put in the squad and come through, and I just took my opportunity.
Took your opportunity.
Yeah,
that's what you've got to do, haven't you?
Yeah, especially with the way that we trained, and I'm that passionate, and if I want something, I'll work hard to get it. And coming up through the ranks at Wigan, all you want to do as a kid, you want to play for Wigan, and I was lucky enough to I got the opportunity to put on the jersey and make my debut, and I never looked back.
Exactly, and there's a lot of history, isn't there, in Wigan for rugby? I mean, you look back at the years, and like the years of Sean Edwards and Andy Gregory and stuff like that. It's a lot of people. They had unbelievable side, didn't they? I mean, still got a good side now, but the history of Wigan, and I think everyone at my school, being St John Fisher High, it's a rugby school.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of good players came from there. Sean Edwards, about Sean O'Loughlin.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of good players came from there, and he's always about the rugby. But there's just a lot of history, isn't there, around Wigan, and every young lad wants to be a Wigan Rugby League player.
Yeah, it's world known, isn't it, Wigan? Yeah. So like I say, everyone knows Wigan as a rugby town, and like I say, if you're lucky enough to get the opportunity to be a part of the industry, you know, you don't want to let yourself down. You don't want to let your family members down either.
You've been through a few clubs, haven't you, Josh? So, what do you think makes a great coach?
Someone who understands you as a person off the field, because people only see your 80-minute performance on the field. You could have a lot of things going on in the background, and you know, if you've got a good connection with your coach and a good relationship, that's what, you know, they'll get the best out of you, and you want to give back to that because they're invested in you. So yeah, someone who gets to know you personally is probably, you could have troubles off the pitch, and if people only see your 80-minute performance and they can think, oh, he's had a bad game. And with your coach, you want to be on a relationship saying, listen, mate, I'm struggling this week, or
that's it.
I need to speak to you, like I need to get this off my chest.
Yeah, you need that shoulder, don't you?
Yeah, so definitely. Especially with a coach, like you say, that they're picking you at the end of the week. They pick the best 17, and if you're not feeling yourself and you're letting yourself down, plus your team as well. So like you say, a coach, you need someone to, you know, rely on and to give you a bit of abuse if you need it.
Yeah. Kick up the backside. You need that.
Yeah, you need to be put on your toes, and especially, like I say, we spoke about the young kids coming through. There's a lot of young kids who want to be in my shoes and who want to play for Leigh at the minute, and you know, so I've got to be on my best performance, and if not, some young kids are going to come in, and that's what I mean. I'll be
take that opportunity like you did,
like I did, and that's it. So yeah, I say with a coach, it just needs to be understandable and get to know you off the field.
Yeah, and it's really important that, because there's a lot of highs and lows with rugby, with any industry, I guess, and football, stuff like that. And they've got to ride the waves with you, haven't they? Because you can't win all the time, can you?
No.
And you can't have a good game all the time. So it's how they handle that.
Yeah.
Can develop you and help you handle it better as well.
Yeah, like I say, we to be fair, we've been lucky enough. We've had a 9-game winning streak at the minute at Leigh.
Fantastic.
You know, we just got beat at the weekend, so we were close, but the way that we spoke, it weren't a bollocking. We spoke about, listen, we let a lot of points in. That's not our strategy, our mentality, and you know, like I say, you're going to ride the waves. It's a tight season. Everyone's competing really well, and yeah, the coach was just like, listen, it's going to happen, but we'll learn from this mistake, and yeah, we'll fix it up Friday.
Who would you say your heroes were growing up? I mean, there's a lot to select from.
Rugby-wise,
in rugby.
Yeah, I looked up to Jason Robinson.
Yeah, what a player.
Just because he was probably a wing like I was, and just how quick he was. So yeah, I looked up to Jason, and Chris Radlinski was one, because I was a Wigan fan. I was always, you know, in the East Stand. So yeah, it was one of those where anyone really who was good, I followed. So yeah, but probably Jason and Chris.
Yeah, I remember Jason Robinson, and he's a dead similar player to you, actually. Like, struggles to keep his legs on the ground. He's running that fast. Do you not feel that, Josh, when you're running? It's like, I can't keep him on the ground.
Probably a few years ago, not now.
Yeah, well, all right, mate, fair enough.
Yeah.
And Martin the Fire as well is good. He was fast, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's with Jordan and Jack. You know, I'm lucky enough to still speak to them boys and be associated with them. So yeah, it's quite surreal when you go into like an event and Jason's there, Martin's there. There's other people who played for other teams, you know, who are supporting the charity. So yeah, it's quite surreal.
That's brilliant. So at Wigan, your time at Wigan, how long did you do at Wigan in total?
Yeah, so
2010 to
2016.
2016. That was a long time, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And I suppose you did achieve a lot there in that space of time. Any major highs there that you can recollect?
Yeah, winning silverware. You train hard all year to, you know, get that end goal, and everyone wants to, you know, pick up silverware at the end of the year. And yeah, I was lucky enough to, you know, win a couple of trophies, and it was something special, like you say, especially from your hometown team as well. For Wigan, that's all you want to do is just play, and you know, you're with a group of lads who you're with day in day out, working so hard, and to get that end result, it's special. So just probably that, and your friendships that you make. I still speak to some lads from that era, and we've still got a WhatsApp group from 2010.
Have you?
Yeah, so the lads who was in the challenge, in the grand final in 2010, there's still a WhatsApp group now. We still all stay in touch. So yeah, like I say, you make a lot of memories with people, and you cherish that.
In that period, that 6-year period, didn't you get the call up for England in that period?
Yes, I was
lucky 2012, Josh?
Yeah, I think it was 2012, 2013. Yeah. I was lucky enough to represent England. I started with England Knights.
Did you?
Yeah, I think that was 2012, and then 2013 I was lucky enough to, I think I got about 6 or 7 caps for England. So
how was that experience?
Yeah,
representing your country.
Yeah, you're lucky enough to get playing some rugby for your town team, and then you get selected for your England call up. It's very proud moment for me and my family, and it just shows that that work was paying off. And like I say, you're with the top elite players in the country, representing your country. So yeah, it was special. Like I say, I've got the caps, I've got the memories from tours that we've been on, and yeah, you'll never go away.
All the memorabilia. Have you got like a trophy cabinet or anything for your shirts and stuff like that? And your caps?
I've got a bin liner.
Classic.
Yeah, I've got vacuum bags and bin liners.
Wigan style.
Yeah, full of shirts. And I need to get through them all and pick them out. It's one of those where when I retire, I reckon I'll sit
you'll
down.
sort it. Yeah. Did you in that period, just staying on the Wigan period?
Yeah.
Did you ever think or get an offer of going to Australia?
Yeah. So 2016, I was thinking about a switch up, and I was speaking to a team in Australia. But then my missus fell pregnant.
Okay.
So it was one of those, what do I do?
Yeah, dilemma.
Big dilemma. So yeah, we spoke about it, and it was pretty hard decision,
Yeah, I bet it was.
So, because everyone wants to play at the top level, and everyone, Australia is a great lifestyle, especially with the rugby and outside of rugby. The weather, the beaches, it's very appealing to some players. So yeah, I was torn by it, but soon as we found out that my missus were pregnant, that got pushed away, and I wanted to change, and that's where rugby union came in.
Yeah, I noticed you made a switch to rugby union. What period was that?
So I played the grand final for Wigan 2016.
2016, yeah.
I signed for Sale in September, I think it was.
September.
Yeah, so it was October was the last game. So I've been known like a month that I was leaving, and to knock them final games out for Wigan, to get the semi-final, then to get grand final, and then to win it, it was probably like the cherry on top. You want to leave on your terms, and I wanted to
leave on a high, for sure.
Especially winning the grand final with, like I say, a group of mates who you start in November the year before, building to that game. So yeah, there's been a lot, like I say, a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and to finish on that was massive. And yeah, it's one that I say I've got photos of it, I've got pictures of memorabilia that I'll cherish and show the kids when I'm older.
Brilliant. And that switch, Josh, to union.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that, and how different is union to league? Did you find it easy to just naturally flow into it, or was it a lot of hard work?
No, it was pretty hard. It was the rules that got me.
Are they completely different?
Everything's different.
It's more.
And it changed every year as well. So the rules changed. So they would add more. They'd take away some of them. So it was just the rule change that probably confused me a little bit. But
it seems like it doesn't stop. Rugby, and it just continually flows, doesn't it? Until
there's a maul or a scrum. So so it was tricky, but I think I come to grasp with it. But then it just being there, I weren't playing, and it was one of those where I just had to make a decision. I enjoyed my time in there.
Good setup at Sale.
Unbelievable.
Is it?
Yeah, unbelievable. You get looked after. You're walking around. You get looked after outside of rugby as well. So you take your missus for a meal, you get discount because you're a Sale Sharks player. So there's little perks to it.
Yeah.
But me being a competitor again because I wasn't playing, I was thinking, what am I doing?
Yeah, self-critical, aren't you, sometimes?
Yeah, so it was one of those where I had to make a decision, what do I do? And then, it was enjoyable. I really enjoyed my time at Sale. Like I said, made some really good mates. Still speak to them now. It's, like I say, when you're a part of a good group of lads, you stick together, and probably the same as in bricklaying. You know, I've lads I grew up with at Wigan and Leigh College I still speak to now. You know, there's some daft lads, and you know, you stay connected. So yeah, there's with sale, let's say, it was just one of those where I had to think about me instead of so I had to make the decision of biting the bullet and coming back to rugby league.
You come first, and it's your career.
Yeah,
you know.
They say I wanted to play rugby union, but I just didn't get the opportunity to
flourish.
Play it.
So you just lasted a year there, was it?
Yeah, so I did 18 months. I think I played 30 games.
30.
32. It might have been 32 games. I think I scored a couple of tries. But like you say, in rugby league, you see space. I want the ball. But when you was reviewing the game, because it's all about territory. If you get tackled, they can turn you over. And league mindset is like 1-on-1. I'm burning him. I'm taking him on. But rugby union, you're like, no. If you get tackled, they're getting the ball, and then it's a different story. It's
completely different, isn't it?
Yeah. So you'd think that's where I think rugby league mindset come in. But it's one of those where I was like, I can see space. Give me the ball. It's like no,
can't do that.
Can't have it. So
and the line-outs. How did you deal with them?
Like, no, to be fair, I'm lucky enough. I'm a backhand.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
so
they actually chucked me in one though. Yeah, I got lifted up. I pooped myself. You think the lads who lift you up, they're about 6'6", and them fully extended are probably like 8 foot with their arms. And I think I'm just short of 6 foot, so you're up there. It's quite scary.
It's like being in a Blackpool Tower or something.
Top of a ladder with no one supporting you.
That's great. So, but it's a great experience that for you. And, you know, it's something you can look back on and go, you know, it did me good. You got to draw the positives from that.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are many.
I'd like to live my life with no regrets.
Yeah.
And like I say, I had an opportunity to go elsewhere, and if I didn't take that opportunity, I'd have been sat here now thinking, what if?
Yeah.
So you've got to give it a go, even if you're not good at it. Like I say, I might not have been good at it. That's probably why I left. So. But yeah, I like to live my life with no regrets.
That's exactly where I am, Josh. You know, things I'm doing, I do them.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah, that's
because I don't want to get older and think, you know, I should have done that. It's my worst fear, that.
Yeah.
But I know I'm not going to have any. I mean, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got to have that attitude, haven't you?
Yeah, that's it. You can't. They say you can't live life with regrets, and you've got to give everything. And if something comes out of it, yeah, happy days. But if not, you've tried it and you learn.
Exactly. There's a lesson in everything as well, isn't there?
Yep.
I mean, we touched on this earlier, but I was going to ask you, do you know any rugby players that are into construction or have trades? You did mention somebody had...
Sam Powell. Sam Powell's got a Sparky. Chris Hankinson's an electrician as well. Chris Hill, he's a plumber.
Is he?
Who else is there?
None of these braving up with brickies, are there?
No, there's not many. Like Sam Brooks. Ricky.
Yeah, Sam. Sam is. I've worked with Sam. He's a legend.
Yeah, who else is there? I'm trying to think who else is in, like... There's a few young boys now at Warrington who are doing the joineries. So I think there's a lot of lads going into trade because they want to get into property development. And if they can do it themselves, they're saving money. So yeah, I reckon there is a few boys who are doing it, but off the top of my head, I can't. Like I say, I can only think of Illy, Powell, Hank, Brooksy. Who else is there? There's someone I can see him now, but I can't.
Remember. Have you had any challenging injuries?
Lucky enough, no. Touch wood. I've been fingers possibly me. I break a lot. I've only got my middle finger that works.
There's not much movement.
No, so that's it. I've only got that. So that's quite challenging. You know, like day in day life, like buttoning the kids' jumpers or t-shirts, trying to belt them in. I can't. It's quite
problematic. Yeah, just simple jobs.
Yeah, just like I say, I've only got that. But it's all right for brickying because I can pick bricks up straight up like that when I'm bricking.
Yeah, perfect for that, isn't it?
The claw.
The brick grip.
Yeah.
Josh's hand.
Yeah, so I've got it, yeah. So other than that, no, I've had shoulder up, ankle clean out, nothing too bad. I've been quite lucky. I'm probably, one of those. I look after myself.
Yeah.
I think if you do that, you put yourself in good stead to prevent any injuries or... Yeah. I'm pretty lucky. Touch wood.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. So you left Sale, and Where did you go there?
Warrington Wolves.
Warrington.
Yeah, so as I spoke to my agent, like when I was training, not playing, I was like, I need to do something here. So he just put the feeler out there, and Warrington were really keen. But previously, like when I signed at Sale, Warrington come in for me straight away when I was at Sale saying, we want you to come. And I was like, no, I need to give this a go because I've not played it. I need to see where it goes. And then once, I weren't playing for a few weeks and just training and, just my mindset wasn't right and I had to do something about myself. And
you made the decision?
Made the decision saying, listen, ring them up, see if they're still interested. And yeah, Warrington brought him back to Rugby League.
Who was the coach at the time?
Steve Price.
Okay.
Steve Price was the coach. The owners were Simon Moran, who's still there, and Stu Middleton. Met them, and yeah, just the meeting was really positive. I could see where the club was going, and we were very ambitious, and I wanted to be a part of the plan. So yeah, it was an easy decision to make.
I grew up with Paul Wood, if you know him, Josh. He's a good rum character, Paul.
Very.
What a great career Paul had.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. I don't know if he's still in rugby now.
Yeah,
is he still?
So he still does like pre-match entertainment at Warrington. I do the radio sometimes with him as well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, for BBC Manchester. So he'll come on at half time, just give his little bit of piece, and then he'll go back to do like, I think he's like I don't know if he's an ambassador of Warrington. So he does like, like if people come in, players, he does in interviews and just goes around the team, the sponsors and stuff.
Because I think he's got a podcast, or he did do a podcast.
Oh, really?
Woody and something, I can't remember who he did it with. But yeah, I think Paul did his full career at Warrington, didn't he? Yeah, because I remember him like signing and going training. He was like 15, I think he was.
Yeah,
absolutely massive at 15.
Yeah, he's still
bloody hell, Paul.
He still is a tank.
Yeah, he is a tank, isn't he? Yeah, great lad, funny, good lad.
Yeah. Yeah,
so you had good times at Warrington, Josh?
Yeah, really good times. So we got to Challenge Cup final.
Another good strong side.
Yeah, some good lads in there. We was lucky enough to get to finals, grand finals. That was against Wigan in 2018. Won the Challenge Cup in 2019. So I had 5 years at Warrington, which was good. They say you have your ups and downs in there, and just my time come to an end there, and like I say, I moved on to Leigh Centurions.
Now known as Leigh Leopards.
The Leigh Leopards, yeah.
It's superb.
It's it's crazy.
So how's the Leigh Leopards then? You like the setup there? I mean, I've been to the ground. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. If you don't know Derek, he's very passionate about the sport. I think we need people like him in the industry because the sport's not big. We're not really paid well to all the sports, and we're not really broadcasted as much. But the way that Derek's putting on a show every week now, I don't know if you've seen it, but he's having his bands are down before the game.
Is he?
Yeah, he's pumping a lot of his own money into it, and it's unreal atmosphere. Every home game's like a
party time.
It is. Derek's so passionate about the team, the club, the town. It's a good team to be a part of, and we're playing some good rugby at the minute. And yeah, there's a good set of lads. There's no egos there. Everyone's working hard for each other, and it shows the way that we're playing. We won the championship last year with ease, and coming up to Super League, it's a different kettle of fish. We spoke about that, saying that the games are going to be. You're not playing against. In the championship. The part time, you're playing against postmen and brickies. There was some brickies then, so you're coming up against lads who were at the top of their game, and it's going to be tough. So a lot of people probably wrote Leigh off, saying it'll come up, come down, but that was probably what drove us to prove people wrong. And having a coach like Adrian Lamb and an owner like Derek, it's good backing, and I think we're sitting joint third at the minute.
Oh, yeah.
So. I say we've been on a 9-game winning streak. We just got beat at the weekend, but we're playing some good rugby, and we're working really hard for each other.
Long may that continue, mate.
Yeah,
that's a great start, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good especially for Leigh as well. I think last time they was in Super League, they went up, come straight back down. I don't think they won many games, but now because like you say we're winning games, we're breaking records for the team. So yeah, they're coming in saying that we've broke this. We've beaten every Yorkshire team in since 1920 odd, so it's pretty mad. We're making history, and
That's fantastic.
We're only in a few months into the comp.
I think the driving force behind that is people that have those opinions. Oh, they just go back down.
Yeah.
And you get messing with the wrong units, the wrong lads, and they'll prove you wrong.
Yeah, we're a tight knitted group. I'm very, very lucky enough to be a part of the group that I don't think. If looking back, like the 2010 team to like when I was at Wigan, there was like the togetherness that you get because you're in there every day, your best mates. We've got that at the minute at Leigh. You can see something building nicely, and like I say, the way that Derek's promoting the team, the town, and the way that we're playing, a lot of people are probably thinking, hang on a minute, they've got something here. We're flying high at the minute. Like I say, there's going to be ups and downs in the season, but we're a small squad. If we lose a few of our key players, that'll throw a spanner in the works. But like I say, we're lucky enough to be, playing some good rugby. We're looking after each other. Everyone's working hard, and yeah, we're riding the wave, and we're enjoying it.
That's cool. And I've seen Adrian on TV.
Yeah, so he's.
You need that passion behind you to open your doors. That's what underpins change, isn't it?
Yeah, and to be fair, Lammy was at Wigan. I don't know, back in the day.
Yeah, he was
playing at Wigan. He's coached Wigan. Tony Clubs, Wigan. So there's quite a good platform with our coaching staff because they've been in, teams who have laid down platforms, base camps, like structures that you build on. They've been in that elite system for many years, so I think, like you say, the way that we're together and we're working hard, it's just proving people wrong. And we're, like I say, the roller coaster we're on at the minute. We're at the top, and we don't want to come down.
How many games in are you now?
We are round 16. It was at the weekend.
Okay.
We're just halfway through.
You've just played Catalans?
Just played Catalan, yeah. So
your next game is it Friday?
Friday against Hull KR, yeah.
Okay, so that should be good. Is it at home?
Yeah, it's at home. And then we're away then we've got 2 games after that. I think we play Cass, then Salford, and then we're into semi-final of the Challenge Cup against Saints. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, let's say we're lucky enough to be now in the semi-final, and we're pushing for that top 6 to qualify for the grand final. So, yeah, it's
good.
It's all good.
How did the fans receive you at Leigh? Because ex-Wigan player.
Yeah, to be fair, mate, I've even when I signed at Warrington, I had fans saying we probably will not like you because you're a Wiganer. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I had that. Yeah, I had 2 old women come up to me when my first game I played against Widnes. They waited for me outside the reception and said, "Well, we're happy we're here, but we probably will never like you." I was like, "Cheers, love. Thank you. Have a nice day."
Thanks. Lovely warm welcome. You're going to get that.
You get it everywhere. But like you say that.
But all in all,
Leigh have took me in. I know that they say because I'm a Wiganer, but if you look across the whole Super League, there's a lot of Wigan players across the whole board. Yeah. So, like I say, Wigan's a really good breeding ground for rugby players, and I'm lucky enough to be a part of one of them.
What about the academy setup at Leigh and the youngsters coming through? Is that promising?
Yeah, Derek. So at the minute, Derek's trying to promote and push for the academy system to be set up. He's very passionate, and we need young kids coming through. Like if you look at the Wigan Academy, Saints Academy, they're all flourishing, and players who are coming out of there. They're getting gigs in the Wigan first team. So at the minute, no, we've got a small squad, but Derek is pushing. We know we've got a ladies team now at Leigh who are doing okay. So Derek's going in the right direction. Let's say it's just one of those where now we need to try and invest in these young kids. And cause if you look, there's not many kids coming through at the minute, and it's quite scary for probably the game because you're gonna have to go elsewhere to try and get players in your team. So. Yeah, if we can promote the grassroots a little bit better, and try and attack these better younger kids to, try and put a jersey on for the town. Yeah, that's what I think we need to invest our money into. So
you're a top rugby player. You need tremendous work ethic, and I think what are some of the sacrifices you've made, Josh? Because I know you need to be at the top level sports person. You need to make sacrifices, or to be the best. You need to sacrifice a lot. Yeah,
you sacrifice everything. You got to be selfish.
Yeah.
I've missed a lot of mates' parties. You've got to miss things. It is. I'm selfish still now.
Yeah.
I'm game days. I sleep in. Wife takes kids to school. I just think about myself because this is my day. So it's you've got to make sacrifices. You've got to be selfish because it's only you who's playing, and you miss parties, you miss everything. It's tough, but you signed up to it. You work hard. You want the end goal. You want silverware. It's a bug, and you can't let go of it.
But on that note as well, it can seem selfish, but like at the end of the day, you're doing it for you. Yes, number one, but your family as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm doing it for my kids to have a good life after rugby. And
exactly, Josh. So that's another driving force, isn't it? But you always, you have to come first, don't you?
Yeah, it's a selfish sport. I think every sports person is going to say that. Yeah, it's about them on the day. So I'm lucky enough to have an understandable wife who knows game days. She knows not to put any jobs on me or leave. She just leaves me alone, and I can go through my routine, and
I was going to ask you about a routine. How do you approach like game day, for instance?
Depends when we play. So I usually have if it's a early kick off, I'll have a bit of a lie-in, breakfast, get up pre-match, and then we'll go. But then if it's like, so this weekend's a 8 o'clock kick off, so I'll sleep till about 8, get up, have breakfast, have a bit of a stretch, watch telly till about midday, get back in bed till 3, and then that's when I'll get up, shower, get ready for the game, and then I get there really early for home games. I get there, so the lads are meant to be in there at 6, I get there for 5, so I'm like an hour before everyone gets there. I've always done that, to be fair. You can speak to people at Wigan, I've always been there dead early. I just like watching the lads come in. That's me just easing into the day, into the game, like just saying like they're coming in, I can relax a little bit. I don't like to rush. So I'm always early, like
well prepared.
My dad's set me like in good stuff for that. Like you'd never want to be late. Like good punctuality, and it's carried on to now. Let's say I'm 30, so I was 32 yesterday. And
happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Yesterday. So it's like I say, I'm trying to teach the young boys now at Leigh to be that way. Trying to set like little fire systems out. If you're late, you got the wrong kit on. Like it needs to be done. Yeah,
that's brilliant. Do you ever go out onto the pitch sometimes and mutter to yourself alone?
Yeah, you've got to embrace the. Like I say, the fans are screaming. You've got to enjoy that, but then you've got to go right. Flick the switch. I need to think about what we've done this week in training. Who am I against here? Like you do. You do have to think, right, it's game time. You've stop thinking about what you're having for tea tomorrow, or you're not going out. You got to think about the game. You are selfish, but it's one of those where it comes with a good price.
And it's interesting to hear that viewpoint because, it's a team game, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I would imagine everybody's got to have that mentality that they want to be the best they can possibly be.
Yeah.
So they can all be the best team. Yeah.
So if you if you're having an off day, you're missing tackles. Someone else has got to make your tackles, which he's working twice as hard. It takes its toll on not just one person but the rest of the team. So you've got to be on your game. It's probably like that in a bricklaying gang.
Yeah.
Someone's not pulling the weight and you're doing twice as many bricks or block for them, but they're getting paid same as you. You're like, what are you doing? Like it's exactly the same, isn't it? So everyone's critical. We push each other. There's no boundaries because you've got to say you want the best out of the team, the best out of you and individuals around you. So if you can motivate someone around you, it'll only make you better, but bring them along as well.
I just want to touch on this subject as well. Do you think, just talking about mental health, do you think players struggle with mental health, and is there support systems within the Super League or at Leigh?
Do they
have sports psychologists to help to help out?
Yeah, so I say at the minute it's quite big, isn't it? There is people there you can talk to. There's Rugby League cares, there's Andy's talk, an old player who does like mental health. There's one at Warrington where you go in, I think it's called. There's one where you go in and it's all disclosed, like you go in, you just chat, offload. Oh, there it is, it's called offload. How good's that? So you go in, you just offload your feelings. Like you say, there is a lot of highs and lows in the sport, and you do feel like you're lonely sometimes. So like you say, it is good just to air it, and you don't want to be in a rut and that rut
bottling it up. Because I think things have changed since then.
Yeah, there's
Well,
like I said,
that's just an
there's a lot of welfare now in rugby where if they can see you're not yourself, they'll come up to you. Like we've got one at leigh at the minute. Steve Maiden used to play. He's very good with. You can tell by your body language if you're walking, you're a little bit slumped. He'll just either come over here or text you saying you're alright. Like you need people like that in this industry. Like I say, it's a tough sport.
Yeah.
We batter our bodies, and yeah, if you're in a dark place, you need someone to be there just to open the curtains and show you that you're not alone.
Yeah, and I think it's important that they're in that industry and they know what rugby's about and the players, because maybe outsourcing it to somebody else who doesn't get what rugby's about or something like that. But it might be a bit more difficult.
Yeah, but like I say, it's coming bigger, and I know that I said every team has a welfare manager. Everyone speaks about it. It's I think more men are trying to open up about it, which is good. Which I think rugby league's really big on. So yeah, it's like I say, it's probably good for men as well.
There is that stigma. I think it'll always be there, Josh. But more and more people are talking about it. And it's all right. Just as long as the help's there and people don't bottle things up, that's the most important thing, and they feel trapped. So.
Yeah, you need to offload.
On a brighter note, what would you say are some of the highlights of your career so far? So
far, probably debuting for Wigan.
Yeah.
Putting that England jersey on for the first time. Probably, what else? Making debuts for teams. You're going into new teams and you're trying to show them how good you are. That's quite nerve-wracking because it's probably coming back from rugby union because everyone slagged me off.
Did they?
Yeah. So when I left rugby league to go to union to come back, everyone was like, "No, he's not going to be the same person." People
proved them wrong.
You have an opinion. So I come back and I started like an house on fire, and I proved people wrong. And it's probably just every day. I love going into training now. Like I say, I'm coming to probably the back end of my career, but I'm still beating everyone. I'm still competing. It's one of those where I don't think I'll never stop. But I like to help people as well. Like I say, speaking about the young boys, I'm trying to guide them in the right way. I've made mistakes in my career, off the field, on the field. I'm trying to help the younger boys now just to guide them in the right direction.
And you say you're coming to the back end of your career. You're still very, very young, Josh, 10 years younger than me. Just on that note, would you say that as a player, a rugby career is quite a short career? Yeah,
because you never know. You could get injured. You could get injured tomorrow, and have you got something prepared for afterlife? It is a short career. Like I say, we're not really paid as well as footballers or other sport industries. So you've got a plan for things after life, after rugby, and you've just got to take it. And like I say, if you look after yourself, you should stay okay. Like I say, I'm really positive, and I really like trying to look after my body, and I can't eat bad food anymore. I've got to think, right, I'm 4 days out of a game. I can't drink 2 litres of Coke, or I can't have a Mackey's today because it's just one of those where you come to terms and you understand your body a little bit more. Yeah. So you just more sacrifices and little things around. Missus wants to go out for food and that, you're like, no, I can't. I've got to have this. It's just little things that people don't see, but then it adds up to. Performance on the day. You've got
to keep yourself sharp. Yeah. But on the same note, anything can happen, can't it? We see what happened with Rob Burrows. And just on that as well, what Kevin Sinfield is doing, what do you think about that? Talk about unbelievable and true friendship.
Yeah, he's one of the mates you want, And to be fair, I think rugby league's a really good community. The way that Kev's doing that for Rob. A lot of ex-league players are doing different things. A lot of rugby league players are raising money for, like say, other charities as well. So, but I think the industry that we're in, we're quite a tight-knitted family. I think all across every team, you can speak to everyone. It's everyone's, really tight, and what Kev's doing, it's just phenomenal. He's setting a platform there for other people to follow, and he doesn't have to do that. But he's putting himself through the pain for what him and Rob have gone through in, the years they've played together.
It's truly remarkable. Yeah. It's great to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
What an absolute guy. And I think he should get an MBE.
Yeah, no, he should be a sir. He should get everything, but they say he don't have to do it, but he's doing it for the love of Rob and for the love of MMD. So, yeah, you got to take your hat off to him. He's a special person.
He certainly is. What about your family values? How you see the world? I know you see it through, like, you've got to work tremendously hard for what you got.
Yeah.
Quite selfish in a way, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
I think. And in fact, as well, I forgot what I wanted to talk about this. Obviously, you're out there, you're a public figure.
Yeah.
Criticism.
Yeah, I get it all the time.
I know.
I've had death threats.
Have you?
Yeah, I've had death threats. I've had recently. I've had someone target my kid in a game. It's you're gonna get it. It's just one of those. It's not part and parcel of the job, but you've got to be quite thick-skinned to get it. Say social media is easy because people can tweet me what they want. I'll see it straight away. So yeah, you get criticism a lot. I've been called. I probably can't say it, but I've been called a traveller. For many years, but I embrace it. Like, it doesn't bother me, but like, yeah, I get targeted all the time, but they say
I think
you just handle it.
This is it. When you're like out there, people just, I don't know, they seem to get some satisfaction from trying to. I mean, these people often, they've never worked hard. They don't know what it's all about.
But like I said, people only see what happens on the 80 minutes. Like I said before, you don't know what they're doing in the week. There could be problems at home.
Problems with the mind. Exactly, Josh. So that's a good point.
People can only see that 80-minute performance. Yeah, you might have a bad game, but you've not slept for 3 days. You've got troubles at home. You're in a rut. You can't see a way out. It's tough. And then someone will tweet you, and you think, "What am I doing?" Like,
oh, they're horrible on Twitter, aren't they?
Yeah. But
and it's that anonymity they had behind the screen.
Yeah, to be fair, so I got these death threats, and I quote retweeted him, and I rung the club, I rung the CEO. I said I want to see him because he was a fan. He was a fan of the club. Yeah, so I was lucky enough to meet this kid.
Did you?
Yeah. So
met him face to face.
Met him face to face. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, I met him, spoke to him, told him about digital footprint. He was only an 18-year-old kid, didn't work, never had a job. So that would be with him now for the rest of his life. You type his name in on Twitter or on Google, it comes up that straight away. So if you're going for a job interview now or a job role, they're going to
search your name straight,
and that's going to come up. So I said to him, listen, you can call me what you want, don't bother me, but that's going to be with you now for the rest of your life, and you're probably not going to be able to get a job for what you've said. And the kid just went, you could see it go straight over his head.
I was going to say, what was he like? Just wet between the ears?
Yeah, his mum and dad were really rich. He was one of those.
Entitled.
So I spoke to him. Like I say, I was lucky enough to meet him, and I told my point, and it was quite surreal, really, because I've seen him from when he tweeted me. You look at his profile picture, you can see that he's a young kid. Ring the club, I want to meet him. 4 days later, I'm sat in the office across the table from him.
Bloody hell.
So it was good because I wanted to see what he was like, and I was just trying to say, mate, you can't be doing any of this because that's with you now. And
100%.
Like I say, the way that social media is now, and you're easy gettable, and if you can make a bit of a, hopefully he'll never do that again. Hopefully he'll learn a lesson, but
hopefully
you never know.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, but
it's a tough one, isn't it, Josh? I mean, it's similar. It's kind of similar with me. I mean, it's the social media with me. I mean, people just say things all the time, and coming from Bricklaying, the 10 times harder, I guess. Sometimes no death threats, but just constant every single day. And to be fair, at first it was really difficult. I'm like, what? This being critical. I'm just trying to help other people and share my stuff. But the more as time's got on it, like I said, the thick skin. And I remember one time I put a post out there just because I was struggling with this negativity all the time. And a darts player reached out, James Wade. Don't know if you know him. And just said, Stu, I followed your stuff. He said, it's going to get worse. You'll develop a thick skin. And that's it. people are just awful, and social media is a way for them to get to you.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And he was bang on.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
It's hard as well because I feel like I've disconnected with the audience, the people that I want to interact with.
Yeah, you don't want to put
just
stuff
so
out
I don't
there
see it.
Yeah. I know
so
what
that's
you mean.
difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, but like I say, you're doing it for you and you're doing it for helping others. You shouldn't really care. Like,
no.
I say it didn't bother me that tweet that they messaged me, but I had to prove a point. So I say I was looking at a meeting, but like say you're doing stuff because you like to do it. You're doing it to put your product out there, and you're promoting yourself. Like I say, I followed you for many years because I like what you do, and they say you shouldn't really look at what people say. Like I say, they're only jealous or they want to be you.
No, but it's personal brand as well.
Yeah.
I just see it as a personal brand. Like I'm trying to conduct myself in a good manner with everything I do, so it shines through with anything I attempt.
Yeah.
Like trying to move into property.
Yeah.
You know, I might want an investor, and people are more than likely going to invest in us, hopefully.
Yeah.
If I carry myself well.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, they don't want some numpty on there who doesn't give a shit, but
yeah, he's scruffy, he's not neat at what he does.
Yeah, exactly. And
his punctuality's not there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I pay attention to everything.
Yeah, you can see that in your skill that you do. Like,
in the work I do. Does it come across?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who was I showing the other day? I was showing one of the boys one of your bits, you know. I think it's in there actually.
Yeah.
The one with all the little finicky bits.
Yeah.
And then you can see on your video, you move it into all line. You can see everything's.
Yeah. I
was like, it takes time. It's a skill. Like I couldn't do that.
I bet you could.
Yeah, probably take me for weeks, but
no. The thing is, Josh, with that stuff I built in there, I didn't realise I could do that.
Yeah.
I just got my trowel, made a mix, and went build something.
Yeah.
And I just kind of built a bit, stood back, built a bit more. I don't know if I'm special or not. I don't know. I give it a go, and then
it looks good. It's a talent.
Exactly.
It's a skill,
I suppose it is, mate.
Yeah.
But it's just bricks and mortar. I guess I'm just an artist in some kind of way, and I don't have a paintbrush. I have a trowel instead.
Brick artist.
Yeah, that's good.
What's your ambition?
I guess my ambition's always been to just provide, and there's a thing in psychology called self-actualization.
Yeah.
And it's about living up to your full potential, being everything you can be, not leaving anything on the table.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to be, Josh. You know. And I think if I've reached that point, I'm getting there. I'm on the right track. You know, we always want to be places.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've got to be happy with what you've got and stay grounded, which I am as well.
Yeah.
But I do want to go places, and I don't want no regrets. And I think if you reach that place, the finances will follow, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and you create that environment for your family, you can help them out. And, you know, we're working class, never had any money at all, you know, and I want to give back.
That's
so.
It. Yeah. I'm exactly the same. I didn't really get much as a kid. I weren't gifted with anything. I've had to work hard for what I've got, and I'm trying to give my kids a better life than probably what I could have had. So it's one of those where it's good. You want to be good role models to your youngers. So and like I say, with the work that you're doing, I especially watch and take. I watch your full videos. I sit there in bed watching all your YouTube
Cheers,
videos.
Josh.
Yeah, so I say your stuff. I enjoy. You've got a talent there, and I like watching you. Like you say, people like watching Rugby League. I'm into bricks and mortar and watching you.
It's weird, that, isn't it? It's
yeah.
It's great, and doing the job I do, it's like the videos are like some of them like 4 minutes. But the job like 10 days. You know, hard graft, moving the camera. People don't see the work, and the same with you off the field. They don't see how much you sacrifice, how much you put into it.
Yeah.
And they're easy to comment, you know, but they don't realise what goes into it.
Yeah. There's this, I can't remember the saying, is it 10,080 seconds or minutes in the week, and they only see the 80 minutes of what you're doing for the rest of the 10,000. You're building up for that 80-minute performance, or you're building up for your 4-minute video. There's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of pain that goes through it all, and you don't want people commenting like say we're trying to cut that out of society. So hopefully that we're heading in the right direction with everything. So we'll have to wait and see.
So what's next for Josh then? You're happy at Leigh at the moment? You're having a good season?
Yes, I'm happy. I've got another year left at Leigh. I've got a test. I've been granted a testimonial for next year, which I'm lucky enough to have. So
Brilliant. Well done.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so I've got that to look forward to. Hopefully, try and get another contract in Super League or at Leigh. I'm happy at Leigh. It's the way that Derek's pushing us, pushing the team, the brand. It's something good to be a part of. So yeah, that, and then try and get my hand in more in bricklaying, and I think that's what I want to do after rugby. I want to get into a bit of property, and if I can do that, and keep my hand on my trowel. It's to be fair, I've still used my trowel that I qualify with.
Did you?
Yeah. I've got a new one, but I just stick with my old one.
I've still got mine, but it's reduced in size a bit.
Yeah, it's smaller. Pointing trowel.
Yeah, well used. But yeah, that's great, mate, and it's something to look forward to, isn't it? That, because like you said, that skill as well, you can always pick up with it.
Yeah.
And move into something after, and that's great.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're happy at Leigh, and I'll be following you very, very closely, mate. All the best for the season.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll get you down to a few games.
Yeah,
let us know when you're free, and we'll sort it out.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Well, listen, Josh, thanks very much for your time. It's much appreciated, mate.
Thanks for having me, mate. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, superb. See you later, mate.
No worries,
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.